I'm Andrew Clear. I'm an ALM consultant with Northwest Cadence, and today we're going to talk about the online testing tools available inside Visual Studio 2013. We're going to start out over here in Web Access. I really like what the Visual Studio team has been doing with Web Access lately. They've really moved everything from the TFS administration tools to the development team sprint planning tools, and now with 2013 they're starting to migrate almost all the testing tools to be available inside Web Access, which really is going to make Web Access your one-stop shopping for sprint planning and administering your teams and all those sorts of day-to-day tasks that you don't really need to do from inside Visual Studio or Microsoft Test Manager. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to the Test tab and add our first test plan. You'll notice this box over here on the left, that's what's new inside 2013. If I click this drop down, I get the option to add a test plan. We're going to add a test plan for sprint 1. Notice that the area path and iteration are set for me. The area path is set to whatever my Visual Studio scope is set to, and the iteration is set based on today's date. The current sprint is sprint 1. One of the things to note with this is that the area path you need to be a little bit careful with the area paths. Your area path is going to always need to be scoped to whatever your Visual Studio View scope is. So if you jump into your test tab and you can't see your test plan, it's probably because you're scoped to the wrong area path. So you just kind of got to keep track of those. Okay, after we've clicked the create button, we notice that over here on the left, our sprint plan our test plan is set up. Next, I'm going to add a test suite. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add a requirement-based test suite. If you're not using requirement-based test suites, I really recommend them. They're a great way to keep track of your test cases and scope your test cases to requirements so you get that extra reporting of just how done is this requirement actually. You'll notice that after I created the test suite, there's already a few test cases in there. That's because these test cases were already associated with the product backlog item, and the test suite is dynamically updated. So anytime I add a new test case associated with that product backlog item, they're automatically going to show up into this test suite. Now, as of Visual Studio 2012 Update 2, you could edit test cases inside test cases inside Web Access. But what's new in 2013 is the ability to use shared steps. So I can create a shared step directly from Web Access. Go ahead and give it a name, click create. And so now I can create shared steps just like I could in MTM. You can also create shared steps from scratch. We can also add and edit parameters. So you'll notice this test step already has a parameter set up. And we can see that we can actually edit the parameters now directly inside Web Access. Okay, so that's sort of adding basically so now you have the entire test case editing capabilities inside Web Access itself. We also get the test runner, so if we can actually run test cases directly from Web Access. So I can click and I can run a test case. Let's go ahead and start a new tab. Fit both of these on the screen. Unlike when you're running it in an MTM, it can be a little difficult to get this set up because you have to actually tile the windows. MTM is nice enough to snap it to one side for you quite well, but it's opening in a web browser. So what's awesome about this is that it really gives you the cross-platform testing capability. So anywhere you have a web browser, you can run your test cases. I mean, you can run it on a Mac, on a Linux box, Ubuntu, whatever you need to do, you can run your test cases there. You are going to lose a little bit with, you can't turn on as many data collectors as you would if you were running an MTM and those sorts of things, but it does give you at least an option for running test cases on non-Microsoft platforms. So we can fail test cases from in here, we can add, or test steps, we can pass test steps. We can add a comment to the entire test case, just like we could inside MTM. We get the ability to add attachments, just like we could inside MTM. I can create bugs from in here. Go ahead and save and close that. Notice that as soon as I create a bug, it automatically fails the test case for me because I've said something was wrong. I'm going to go ahead and save and close this and jump back over into Web Access. Okay, so that's pretty much that's it for the testing tools inside of Visual Studio 2013. As you can see, I mean, we get the fast feedback that we're looking for from our testing tools directly from a web-based interface that's going to allow us to do it from any platform that has internet access, which is awesome. That's it, and have a nice day.